What is going on, dudes?
What's up?
Tweeting this out.
Uh,
Right, I'm back to my old self.
I'm drawing Camp Rainbow. I got some rumors going about Superman movies. Excited.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
cool. I just like Marvel movies.
Oh, I wonder if people are going to start sharing. I'm getting people sharing my tweet about Superman, but people I don't know. So now I'm wondering if I'm going to like show up on like some random movie stream, like new rumor from insider source, and it's like
yeah,
me.
that's gonna be you popping.
I see stuff on Reddit, and now I'm going to be the secret source.
Yeah, there's some Warner Brothers executive named Jeff Elkins. Yeah, man. After Snyder Cut and all of that, the Suicide Squad, which I think the funniest thing about that entire movie was they didn't do like Suicide Squad 2, almost like trying to differentiate themselves from the first one, and they don't really even like touch on the first one at all, really. They just get right into a new story and everything, which I didn't mind or anything. I don't think they needed to touch on the original at all, but they're kind of acting like it doesn't exist, and then doing a lot of like the same kind of stuff. It's like a mashup of the first one and Deadpool 2. It steals
really?
so many plot points from Deadpool 2. It's insane. And then it does a big twist at the end, which could probably be from something else. I don't know. I didn't draw any connections there, but like without ruining everything, you will see a lot of parallels with Deadpool 2 and just the original Suicide Squad. So it doesn't really do anything new. There's a couple of characters that I thought were kind of cool, but it's another just like tonally just fucking all over the place movie. It's definitely hard R rating, but I almost feel like most adults, if you're like, I think if you're not like a nutcase for superhero stuff, you're probably not gonna care for this at all. It didn't even really tickle the like mindless action movie like itch. It's strange. Every time it starts to build up, it kind of fizzles out, and I don't know what the deal with that is anymore. Like action set pieces are just like these moments and then they're gone. Instead of like actual big scenes. There's like one big one, and that's basically the opening to the movie. It's almost like watch the opening to the movie and like the last 20 minutes of the movie, and it's like, oh, cool. It could have been probably like an 87-minute movie, but I think it's like 2 hours again.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Every damn movie is like 2 hours
longer.
or 3 hours nowadays.
Yeah, that's just like the silent the silent new standard is we're gonna make every movie 2 hours for no reason, and
let's pad this shit out.
Yeah, it's so strange too. Like I told you off air, I wanted to like it, and I went into it like, oh, this might actually be like a good restart to the whole thing. Funny enough, right around the time Ayer is on Twitter making his last piece after the last time he said he was making his final piece about it. And
which
essentially
is kind of embarrassing though, because it's like, you know, it's kind of like quit trying to make fetch happen, you know? It's
yeah,
like, nobody cares, dude. Sorry.
And it's like, what are you like actually, let me check this out before I talk out my ass. I want to see how many movies he's removed from Suicide Squad now, because like I told you, I think we talked about it on the podcast before. I'm actually a pretty big fan of Ayer's stuff. I liked his corny ass Sabotage that he wrote with Arnold and a bunch of people a while back, where they're like dirty DEA agents. It's absolutely ridiculous. Harsh Times, which we talked about. You're lucky you got little bitch feet, or we'd be stomping around those motherfuckers. End of Watch he did.
Oh, I like that one. I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, dude, he's done a lot of awesome stuff.
It's probably like the closest to like a modern John Carpenter film without being like a ripoff. You know what I mean? Like, because that feels so much like his kind of like simple but intense plot, like a Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, he worked on the screenplay for U571 was his first one in 2000. Then he worked on the screenplay for Fast and the Furious. I think he was like a punch-up guy early on. He would come in and they'd be like, here's a cool idea, but the guys actually writing it kind of suck. And Ayer is known for being like a pretty good writer and being able to, because he kind of like, I think that's why I like him too. He grew up in similar circumstances. I think he's a West Coast dude. And he grew up
NOS to the script.
Yeah, right. Well, no, he grew up in like the hood, like legitimately just fucking gnarly area to grow up, where he was like the one white kid in the neighborhood. And fucking
they called him Naksu Cow.
His big breakout was Training Day. He wrote the script for that, and that was when like he really blew up, and that's sort of why yeah, that's sort of why he's known for those like edgy like cops blurring the line movies. And he wrote Fury.
Oh yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
I like Fury.
That's what I mean though, is like, so he did Suicide Squad, and then he evidently there's a Training Day TV series, which I didn't know, which is based on his screenplay, which he helped write a little bit on. Fast and the Furious short. Then so after writing Suicide Squad, he did The Tax Collector, which is the only thing that's come out, and then he has The Wild Bunch and Bright 2. Did he not write
Shia LaBeouf movie, right?
Yeah, did he not write the first Bright? Wow. Okay, so yeah.
No, that was Max Landis.
He did Suicide Squad, then he directed Bright. I guess he's writing the second Bright. They got rid of Max Landis because he's been Me Too'd softly like 4 times. Yeah, so that's what I mean is like Ayer is still clinging to this with what's up, Ryan? What's up, Adam Warlock?
What up, dudes?
Ayer's still clinging to like the notoriety of this movie, hoping that he can like somehow elevate his name in some way, even though that cut is never going to come out. I know, like, you know, the new movie's coming out, and it's obviously a sore subject, but, like, you have done Bright and Tax Collector since then. Mm-hmm. The one you directed came out in 2016. It's literally been 5 years, and he's still going back, like, oh, it's a bummer we'll never see my cut of that movie, and it's like, dude, you're basically letting it ruin your career at that point. Yeah. Like you just did a fucking like gangster movie where Shia LaBeouf plays like a Mexican like cholo mafia tax collector for like MS-13 or some shit. Like, if that's not gonna kill your career, I think you're all right, man. You did Bright with Max Landis, which I think is a worse mark on your fucking career than like Suicide Squad. I think at the end of the day was just kind of a boring middle of the road movie, and that's what this new one suffers from too. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna love it and like put it up on a pedestal like every other comic book movie now.
But, you know, saying what you did about his filmography, like, it is possible that if he got his version, I would actually like it, because my problem with that Suicide Squad movie is, you know, to me, it's supposed to be the Wild Bunch. It's supposed to be really bad dudes that you're not really rooting for. They're the anti-hero. They're put in a situation where it's just, you're watching how they handle this crazy thing.
This one,
and that's what Suicide Squad should have been. And instead, it's like everybody, they're not really bad guys. Like, they just tell you they're bad, but then they make all these excuses for why what they were doing was okay, and why they're like, what's his name, Deadshot, like, oh, he's just doing it for his daughter and all that stupid shit.
Yeah, this one does a better job of that, and that's actually, like, this isn't really spoiling anything because it's literally like the setup for the character, but Idris Elba is a stand-in for Deadshot or whatever his name is. I kept wanting to call him Killshot the whole time. Beth was like, wasn't this Will Smith in the last movie? I was like, yeah, it's a different character, but basically the same character, but now he has, like, magical augmenting guns that they don't explain because he doesn't really have powers other than being a really good shot. Right. Hang on a second. I'm a Doctor Who fan. Is this movie worth watching? I mean, if you have HBO Max, definitely check it out in the next month before it gets off of there. I mean, you can watch it for free at home. I will say Capaldi's one of the better parts of the movie. He's only kind of in like the back half of it, though. I thought that's the thing is there's scenes in it that are great, like comedy that aren't just like outright trying to bust jokes and stuff. Like his intro I found really funny, and I wasn't sure if they were trying to make it funny or not, but it landed for me. And there's a couple of characters that are pretty cool, but it was like you can tell whoever wrote it, you can tell who was having fun writing it. I don't know if Gunn wrote this one too. You could tell what characters they were enjoying writing and what characters they were just kind of like hitting story beats with. And Harley Quinn is kind of one of those characters that's just like going through the motions to keep the movie going, even though she's like a B plot that has nothing really to do with the movie.
I wanted to ask you how she was in the film. Like, is she the star?
They kind of do it like that, but she's the star in the sense that she's the B plot and you barely see her with anyone else for like 2/3 of the movie. It almost is like she went and shot with like a B team and was somewhere completely else. You maybe see 10 minutes of her like as Harley Quinn, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm sure fans are going to love that. And that's why I say like, it's like an orgy of fan service characters. So if you like that kind of stuff and it's like fun to just see a character nailed for a moment and then gone instantly.
What do you mean? Like,
cool.
She's not in costume, or like her personality is different, or what?
No, she's in costume, and like they do it well. Like they do a couple sort of, I think pretty much everything she's wearing is from comics, but I think they also pull a lot from like Amanda Connor's stuff where they make her more of like a punk chick, like the first one, obviously. I think Amanda Connor is the one who created that version of her where she had, like the short jean shorts and like fishnet leggings and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. And the baseball bat. What's up, Peter Angstrom?
What up, Peter?
There's guys that steal the show, like our dude David Dasmalchin as a Polka Dot Man. Absolutely excellent. Like I would say, like give me a whole Polka Dot Man movie. But they beat the hell out of like the jokes with him and stuff. It gets to a point. Like you'll have to watch it, but it gets to a point where you're just like, God damn, like how many more times are they going to make this joke?
Does it feel like a James Gunn movie, or does it feel like he was a gun for hire? No pun intended.
There's parts that feel like an old James Gunn movie. Like there's bits that feel very Trauma, and I was like, I wish the movie was just that. And it's almost like it suffers from that, what we talked about before, that budget bloat. I just tried to mash it into one word.
Oh, that's a good movie title for like a Hollywood slasher film. Budget.
Yeah, budget bloat, where like they almost have too much money to work with, if that makes any sense. And it's like, obviously everybody was paid well enough to seemingly not really care how the movie did. Because some of the performances feel pretty phoned in. Idris Elba's just sort of playing himself. David Balchin. Yeah. We found out I always thought it was Dast Malshane, and it's like Dast Malchin or Mulchin.
Dast Malchin, yo.
Yeah, that when they introduced him at the Fangoria Awards, I was like, that's fucking insane.
You just watching some guy like working on his lawn, and it's like, that's Malchin.
John Cena takes me right I read that wrong the first time and read it for some reason. My brain perceived it as like John Cena gets me pumped for everything, wrestling included. Takes me right the fuck out of everything. I will say the first half of this movie, I really liked him in. That's what I mean is like, the first half of this movie feels very much like a James Gunn movie, and I think that's what I enjoyed about it. And then it becomes a very paint-by-numbers superhero movie, and it does what you said, where all of a sudden they're not bad guys, and they play with the moral gray area early on, where they're all very obviously doing messed up shit, but they're like coming up with like their own ways of justifying it that work for them, but don't work as soon as you leave that bubble. Like if they tried to justify it to any other human, they'd be like, no, you guys are monsters. Like we understand why you're in prison now. But then the second half of the movie is like, oh no, now we're going to like redeem all of them and make them heroes. And I'm like, they marketed this movie again like, oh no, we're ditching that this time, and we are making the just balls to the wall like grindhouse movie of a ragtag team of villains banding together, like the outlaws save the day sort of thing. Is like you were saying, why can't they just be evil like outlaws to the end and still manage to save the day? And they probably, like, the writer probably thinks they did that in a sort of like smart way, but it's like they're trying to make a statement again, and it's just like corny as shit. The whole movie feels like it's like they stole the whole X-Force bit from Deadpool 2.
Really? Okay.
That's the biggest, most noticeable thing you'll see from it. Remember,
wait, can I guess one of the characters? Because I figured when I saw this guy was in the movie, he was gonna die. Does Michael Rooker get killed in the beginning?
Tons of them do.
I'm guessing Michael Rooker. You only see him in like the still photos, not any action
so stuff. I can't remember which one of us said it, but when they first announced the cast and they showed all the character pictures of them, and they were like, oh, it actually looks kind of good, and like the rumors early on were that like James Gunn took inspiration from Predator and wanted to open the movie with a big action set piece and sort of switch up the pacing of like superhero movies. And we were all like, okay, sounds cool. Like he's trying to do more of a grindhouse thing. And he compared this to being more like an action war movie. And we're like, cool. The first half of the movie delivers on that. It's just like pure ultra violence. It manages to make like fucking what's his name, Captain Boomerang, cool. Like he gets some great little bits. Like he's way better than he was in the first one. And I think
promoted him in the trailers.
No, and I think the teams overall have like a better sort of like feel to them, like everybody sort of gels better. And I don't mean like, oh, all the characters get along really well. It's like the ones that hate each other, you actually feel it and stuff. Cena and Idris Elba have a great scene early on together, and that's why I think like the first half, like you could watch like the first hour of the movie and almost like mark like where it completely changes tones, and it's almost like the studio came in and was like, okay, this is cool, but where is like the heartfelt ending?
So they basically did the same thing they did with the first film.
Rooker is in a decent amount of it.
Oh, really? Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, Rooker's I'd say at least like a third of the movie, but there's a weird they try and do a Tarantino thing where it jumps around a bit. It might be shorter than that, but the early part of the movie is so good it feels longer than it actually is. Yeah, Cena looks ridiculous. I think they say his helmet is supposed to be like a take on the Liberty Bell. Like that's
I like
the whole.
His helmet is like comic accurate though. I think that's cool.
Oh yeah, I think it's cool, and it looks like a Jack Kirby design. Like it's like I saw that and immediately was like, this is why the Eternals movie is gonna suck. Like they could have done something ridiculous like this, and it would have been awesome. Like, well,
even the first Thor movie. Remember, like when they show Odin in like all his glory in the beginning, he looks like a straight up Jack Kirby character.
Yeah,
and then
you
and
never
then they get
see
rid of that, and ever again.
I think that was also just like a green screened armor or something. I don't think he was actually in that.
All that shit was so cool. Like,
yeah, it looks
Loki's
like the human
giant
bullet.
horns.
Nathan Fillion's got a great bit. So we were like, holy crap, the cast is stacked, and that's because basically, like you thought with Rooker, about half the cast is dead within the first like 30 minutes of the movie. The opening to the movie is like an action movie short film that you could just like watch isolated on its own, and then it starts to do like a Tarantino thing where it like jumps around. And I thought almost like it was going to start in with like an unreliable narrator, the way it was just like pulling from a bunch of different shit and mashing shit together. It didn't, but like, damn man, like I think there's a lot of moments in it where it thinks it was like, oh, we're going to totally catch the audience off guard right here. And it just ends up being like, nope, it's another one. Like, and it's all these like, it's weird that the D-list movie, they nail all of the characters like outfits and make them look cool. But then for like the mainline movies, things tend to suck really bad, especially for the villains. That's what really confused me. Like, I'm pretty sure the main bad guy of this one at the end is like straight out of the comics. I remember seeing something about it a long time ago. And they beat that joke to death of like, oh, we got a dud on the team who's got stupid powers who are useless, but then guess what? Yeah, in the third act, they're going to be super useful. And it's just like, this time around, there's like 4 of those people. So it's like, oh, which one is going to be the one that survives to save everybody in the third act? And like, it very quickly at like the midpoint turns into like, you know exactly what's coming next at every moment. And that's sort of when Beth checked out and just like laid down and passed out. Is Amanda Waller still fat? No, Viola Davis looks like back to her normal weight.
She got the gastric bypass.
She's like a lovely lady normally too. She did it was like a GQ magazine. She's not a bad looking lady for her age, usually, but in those movies, dude, they make her look like a completely different human being. It's insane. Like it looks like they're like riffing on Oprah. And I know like the character is like a big lady in the comic books originally, but is like weird that you like ugh up Viola Davis.
Yeah, well, she's a great actress too.
Yeah, no, she's phenomenal. And in the movies, they're just kind of like play like a straightforward evil government bitch. That's everything is so one note. And if it were more grindhouse, like Trauma, James Gunn, I would have enjoyed it. But that every time it starts to get there, it keeps pulling back. It's weird.
Is there any James Gunn film that you would liken it to?
No, not other than the Guardians movies.
Or like a lesser version of the Guardians, you're saying?
The first half I almost like more than the Guardians movies. Like I can't stress how much I wish I wish it just stayed the course with them being like through and through villains, and it's a pretty like 1-to-1 retreading of the first one, like I told you.
Mm-hmm.
Main character Idris Elba, pretty much. Will Smith's character. His daughter's older now. Like, it could just be Will Smith's character again. But now his daughter's going to go to prison if he doesn't take on the job. And the only thing
good in the film, because like I feel like every movie Idris Elba's in, everybody says, "Oh, he's amazing, he's the best." And I watch him in a movie, and I'm like, he's just so generic. He never does anything special in these movies. So is he actually good in this?
I like him, but they keep just throwing him in stuff and being like, "Be yourself." That's great. Like,
right.
I think he needs to be with the right director and actually getting some direction. And he's got some great scenes in this. Like, I think that's the biggest thing, is there's not enough play off of him and John Cena early on, because they like steal the show early. And it was like, God damn, they should have been like rewriting on set to get more of them together. But they were probably like, oh, we don't want to play up the toxic masculinity too much, because it's like almost like a douchebag bro like shoot off early on in the movie. But yeah, like Idris Elba suffers from this. Like, that's what I think I said it earlier. He's just sort of playing himself. Yeah. It's like British voice Idris Elba. He delivers lines solid and serviceable, but there's nothing like insane about it. But like Will Smith was the same way in the first one. There was nothing about Will Smith that was like, this was a Will Smith performance and it merited that kind of paycheck for this dude. They could have gotten some no-name guy for Deadshot in that first one, and that movie still would have been just the same. Like,
yeah, but see, I would even say like in that first one,
Will probably wouldn't have been a financial bomb either. It probably would have made similar money and
but I mean, like,
possibly broken even.
Will Smith and what's her name that plays Harley Quinn have that charisma, because like even though I didn't like their characters, like they still felt like, like a big movie character. Whereas like everybody else, I was like, I don't give a shit about any of you people, and not that I cared about their characters either. But it's just like when Will Smith shows up on screen, it's like, oh shit, I gotta pay attention now. He actually knows how to like conduct the scene and stuff.
Silvar on Twitch, what's up, dude? Yeah, we're dual streaming again tonight, testing it out. Yeah, to an extent, but like that is one of his Will Smith's most phoned in performances. I don't give a shit if you're Will Smith. Like,
I'm just saying, it's like
what was that other After Earth or whatever? Was that a Shyamalan movie?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that one sucked too. And
based
that was another
one where it was like Will Smith's idea or something, and then some
after
writer
he was kicked
from, like,
in the head
IGN
on the set of Concussion.
He got a concussion on Concussion.
It's again.
I'm getting into character.
It was like, it almost feels like somebody opened up like the old like Marvel character handbooks and picked out like a bunch of ridiculous characters and we're like, let's do that, but for DC. It's really, really fucking weird.
Well, how does it fall in the stack of DC films?
In my opinion, I think the majority, like, what are we considering DC films? Like the actual, their new shared universe?
Yeah. Like Birds of Prey and Shazam and all that stuff. All the stuff, Man of Steel and after.
Under Shazam, I think Shazam was better than this. I think Shazam's probably the best outing they've had, and I'm not even like a kids movie kind of guy, but I think what they set out to do and what the hell transpired on film afterwards is the closest. But I might be forgetting a couple of movies. I'm like trying to think of all the... I haven't really liked any of the Superman or the Batman vs. Superman movies. Like, I like things about them, but I kind of think almost everything that's come out has been like big failures to deliver, like across the board. I would almost say this is one of the better ones, but it's still like not good overall.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes, I think it's, what's it, Taika Waititi or whatever, the fucking dude who directed Thor Ragnarok and blew up in fame after that, like New Zealander or whatever.
He was making out with those 2 chicks.
I'm pretty sure he's Ratcatcher's dad in this. Ratcatcher's dad is like a heroin addict.
I'm listening.
In like Brazil or some shit growing up. That actually had like a decent backstory, but they flesh it out in these like really corny flashbacks that feel really low budget. And I was like, this has to be like a James Gunn sort of thing where that's what he was going for. Then the only real like moral that I can think of, like a point to drive home at the end, Peter, I think Shazam's a good one to watch with the kids, man. I would definitely check out Shazam because, like I said, I don't have like kids or anything to watch it with. Like, like normally if I'm watching kids movies, it's like we have the niece over and we're watching them with her. But she's not big on superhero movies. I just sort of watched that on like an off night because it was something to watch.
Yeah, I think it's a good kids movie. I didn't like it, but I think a kid would probably be fine with it. It's not like super dark or anything like all the other movies. It's a more fun, friendly thing.
I'm trying to think of other James Gunn movies that it could even
Slither.
Compare it to. Yeah, but you were asking if you could compare it to any other ones. Yeah. It's kind of got some super vibes to it. But super is like his like Dark Knight. It's like grounded in reality, sort of.
I think all he's directed, isn't it? It's just like Slither, Super, and then the Guardians movies. Besides this,
well, he did
maybe one other one.
The Trauma
movie,
movies, Sparky and Michaela TV series episodes. Movie 43, one of the segments he did, and he wrote that movie.
He did a segment in that, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Beazle segment. I don't remember.
I haven't seen it. I don't know
any of them. And then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in pre-production, and a holiday special that they're doing that's in pre-production, and a Peacemaker TV series that is in the middle of filming right now and has 5 episodes, which I'm assuming
funded by China.
Yeah, I'm assuming will be coming to HBO Max, which we'll find out is funded by China or something soon.
Peacemaker all of a sudden is defending the People's Republic.
That's kind of the vibe they were going for, from at least how I took it. That's the whole thing. This movie almost could have used some of that, like, we're aware how ridiculous this is, and they don't really do that. Like, not necessarily like it should have like been like lampooning itself or anything, but it's so ridiculous early on, and then they try to like play it straight and give these guys like a moral backbone in the end, and that's why I mean like it's tonally just all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Not super dark except for when the monsters eat people.
Yeah, that was pretty extreme in that one. I remember that. But yeah, it's a friendly kids movie. Then that one scene,
I forgot about that.
The one thing that
I just blocked that stuff out of my brain afterwards. Sorry.
I didn't like how Billy Batson. Like, I wish they had switched Billy Batson with the other kid that had the crutches, because like Billy Batson in the movie was like already so capable, and like he was badass and he was like tough and stuff. And it's like it would have been cooler if it was the kid with the crutches that became the superhero, because then the story actually would have flowed better. But anyway, it's an all right film.
Oh my God, Reminisce is out too. That movie with Hugh Jackman being Hugh Jackman.
You mean the Christopher Nolan, not Christopher Nolan film?
Sure. Yeah. Basically. Don't Look Back. Reminiscence. Yeah, Reminiscence. Is that how that's spelled? Remisiah.
They even ripped off a Nolan style, title. Reminiscence.
Reminiscence? What?
Nobody says this word.
Reminiscence? What the fuck is that? I ain't never seen it all spelt out like that in caps.
I'm trying to get him to reminisce about spelling reminiscence.
From the co-creator of Westworld, what the hell's the co-creator?
Oh, maybe it's his brother Jonathan Nolan. Maybe that's the other one. The creator of this.
Oh my god.
He's like, I'll show Chris how it's done. I'm making reminiscence.
Hugh Jackman is a private investigator of the mind. Okay, I thought I read that wrong. Who helps his clients access lost memories, but when he takes on May, Rebecca Ferguson, as a client, a simple matter of lost and found becomes a dangerous obsession.
And he must use his adamantium claws. Oh, wait, wrong movie.
Reminiscence.
What if that was in his contract? Ever since Wolverine, he has to play a character that has claws coming out of his hand?
I literally don't know a single person in this movie other than Hugh Jackman. This was like, okay, we got a bad movie script for a couple $1,000. We got a bunch of no-name actors. And Hugh Jackman owes me a favor. God damn it. Know what I should rewatch tonight? True Detective. That's what I should
rewatch. Australia with Hugh Jackman.
Purge my brain.
Uses his claws to take out kangaroos.
Wasn't that like him and Nicole Kidman? Like,
yeah.
It was just like a giant paid advertisement for Australia.
It's kind of like
you actually watched that
Gone
shit?
with the Wind. Yeah, it's like a big like classic style, almost like a western, but in Australia, like a 50s
Gave
style.
Me like
western,
what is that? Is it Michael Douglas? It's like Romancing the Stone or something like that? Is that the name of that movie?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's kind of sort of like that, but it feels more like one of those grand epics.
I just mean like the vibe that I saw from it was like, like weird people in a foreign land.
Like a treasure of Sierra Madre or something.
Yeah, I'm like, sure. I don't remember anything about Romancing the Stone either. That was just like a movie that used to be on like TNT or some shit all the time. When I was a little kid, I'd be like, Romancing the Stone, what does that mean?
I just remember at the end, he shows up in New York with a boat, and it's like driving it through the city.
I also remember
Danny DeVito's in it.
Yeah, I remember thinking, back when DeVito looked like wildly Italian, like him and Bob Hoskins looked like brothers.
When he was 20 and looked 50.
Yeah. Instead of being 50 and looking 200. I remember seeing that movie as a kid
like
too, and thinking Michael Douglas was just one of the most like badass, like cut to fuck dudes ever. And he's still just like tiny Michael Douglas.
Oh yeah. He's like a little baby man. He's just a little bit taller than Danny DeVito.
Yeah. I'm Michael Douglas. I'm about 5'2" and I have a shotgun.
I tower over you, Danny DeVito, and you're 4'9" with my 5'1".
The woman in this movie with me is almost as tall as me.
Well, she's probably kneeling down.
Yeah, the shotgun I'm holding is taller than me. Why can't I remember that lady's name? Kathleen Turner. Jesus.
Remember, she was one of the first transgenders on TV.
Here.
She was Ross's mom, or Ross's dad, who became a lady.
Oh shit! She was a bunch of shit. She was like one of them formative like 80s, 90s moms and a bunch of stuff too, wasn't she?
Didn't they? Oh, she was Serial Mom. Remember that movie? That was a good one.
Serial Mom?
Yeah, she was a serial killer, and she was like Betty Homemaker. Nobody believed that she was like killing all these people. She was like a total psycho. It's a comedy by what's his name? Pink Flamingos guy. John Waters.
Oh, John Waters. Yeah, I have seen that.
It's a good one.
Oh man. I was thinking of something else she was in.
Didn't she also do that one with Michael Douglas where it's like a erotic thriller
I didn't know she
And
did.
they kill each other at the end.
She did some voice work.
The War for the Roses?
Morty.
War of the Roses?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, wait, no, I think I'm thinking of a different Michael Douglas movie.
What happened to the erotic thriller? They don't make those anymore.
Yeah, there's an erotic thriller that he did with, who is it? Is it Glenn Close?
Yeah.
She looks like she's wearing someone else's face.
Was it not Basic Instinct? Fatal Attractions.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Basic Instinct is the one where you see Sharon Stone's cooter.
Wasn't that also?
I think he is in that, but it's Sharon Stone. Okay, we got to go.
He loves his erotic thrillers.
Hello, I'm Michael Douglas. I love erotic thrillers.
Put me in a movie with a sexy chick where I
like
the entire time, then she kills me.
I like either a horribly disgusting blonde woman or a hot blonde woman to show me her cooter.
Either put me in a movie with a blonde woman, or I get to make racist remarks the entire time.
Ironically, they put him in erotic thrillers to bang every blonde woman to ever act in Hollywood, and he marries Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Time to mix it up.
Yeah. Basic Instinct. Dude, he was in Basic Instinct and Fatal Attraction.
Yeah,
was there a third one, though? I thought there was another one that he was
War
in.
of the Roses.
Didn't you? Yeah, that's what it was. I gotta see. We gotta go through this guy's history of erotic thrillers. Fatal Attraction.
Me Too based on his movies.
Yeah. What was that one back in the day? Was it Woody Harrelson where a guy offers like $1 million to bang his wife?
Oh, yeah, that was with Robert Redford and
that's who it was.
Shit, what's that one called?
Something like A Dangerous Proposal or something like that.
It was in Vegas, wasn't it?
Indecent Proposal? I don't remember. It had some
that
stupid
might have
name.
been it.
Damn. You said War of the Roses is the movie? Are you sure it was Michael Douglas?
I don't know. I was guessing.
Oh, yeah, The War of the Roses.
Yep.
1989. Oliver Rose.
Yeah, you're right. Indecent Proposal was the one with Woody Harrelson and Robert Redford offering to bang his wife for 50 grand. Only 50 grand?
Wait, it was 50 grand? No way.
Hold on. In desperate need of 50 grand to save their land from being repossessed. The next day, they lose everything. They notice a crowd. Gage asks Diana to join him for good luck and makes a winning craps roll of $1 million bet. Oh, okay. Gage offers the couple $1 million to allow him to spend a night with Diana. I was going to say, like, damn, dude, you're really desperate. 50 grand.
Yeah, I was going to say, God damn. I thought Robert Redford's character was pretty wild the first time I ever saw that movie.
It's more like a cheap-ass proposal.
Yeah, he's an absolute piece of shit. I'll give you the exact amount of money you need. Sure, I'm endlessly rich.
I got a $100 card to Dave & Buster's.
But your wife ain't that hot a ride. I like, too, the movie
you got
goes
these tokens to an arcade. You can have
the extra scripting length to be like, oh, I might not fuck her. It alludes to it might not happen. And it's not.
He whispers to him, but I'm gonna fuck her.
Yeah, it's not off the table. It's totally on the table.
Don't worry, I won't put it in her butt. It's totally going in her butt.
Oh, cool. Would it be funny if they did a Peacemaker TV series and they still couldn't get fucking John Cena back to play him? It was just some other guy wearing the trash can helmet the whole time.
Who would be the drop down wrestler to fill in for John Cena?
Oh God, we just get Mick Foley, man.
Maybe Edge, or you get The Rock's cousin. What's his face? Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
Did you say Ruben Reigns?
No, I said Roman.
Oh, okay. Ruben, immediately I always go to fat guy.
that's the third step down from Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Ruben's the 600-pound cousin that does the Polynesian barbecue and shit. Disclosure was the movie Michael Douglas did with Demi Moore, and she sexually harassed him. I saw it in theaters with my high school girlfriend. So he really was just like the erotic thriller guy for a really long time. That's hilarious.
Like the least sexy man in Hollywood, probably.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that makes your mother's thighs quiver.
Give me that 5'7", 46-year-old
Michael Douglas.
Stat.
Yeah, you think he's gonna live to be like 1,000 like his dad?
Well, he got throat cancer from Catherine Zeta-Jones's box.
Yeah,
don't forget that. He survived that. He can survive anything.
When the box is too hot.
And his dad lived to be like 100 and something.
That's what I'm saying. His dad died this past year, 2020 in February. He hasn't even been in the ground a year, god damn it.
He keeps crawling out of it. He won't die.
It's insane. He lived to be 104. That's fucking bonkers. He was born in 1916. Died in 2020.
Yeah, dude. He fought the Romans.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go down to cancer or
yeah, right? That guy was like, I was in the first movie.
Now when he says, I'm Spartacus, it's because he has dementia.
Yeah, right. He's just running around with his dick out and a wooden sword in an old folks' home beating up nurses. And I'm Spartacus. Just keep saying it. What the fuck is going on with this guy? He was in a really weird movie. I need to rewatch it. I barely remember anything from it. But The Fury. Kirk Douglas back in the day.
Oh yeah, wasn't that like the?
It's like 78 is like psychic children.
Yeah.
Yeah, I barely remember anything from it other than thinking it was fucking awesome when I was a kid.
Was that Cronenberg?
Oh, dude, Arrow Video did a release of it. I know what I'm grabbing. No, it's De Palma, dude.
De Palma. I knew it was somebody big.
De Palma, Kirk Douglas, John Cassavetes, Carrie Snodgrass.
Snodgrass?
Yeah, what a fucking name. Directed
Willy
by
Wonka
Brian
name?
De Palma. Screenplay by John Ferris, based on a novel. Oh, based upon his novel.
Based on the novel, Sapphire. And
music by John Williams. That's probably why I remember loving that movie as a kid. I was just like, this shit bangs. Zeta's Cancerous Gash. Another metal band. Yeah, man, The Fury. I gotta go back and watch that. How did I never realize that was a De Palma film? No wonder Arrow released it. And they just released it as Fury. I just want to watch a bunch of weird old movies and do fake fucking movie poster art for them for weird shit that only like the three of us like. Old Kirk Douglas movies. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's probably one of the dudes Steranko was pulling from. Like, that's what a lot of those guys did back in the day.
Dude, that 70s Avengers we talked about. We get William Smith, Punisher, Kirk Douglas for Nick Fury.
I'm nutted.
Robert Redford and all those other boys in there.
My pants are tight. Robert Redford totally could have been Captain America back in the day. I'm honestly shocked that was never even like floated by early on.
And you gotta throw up one weird one just to fuck with people. So like,
or you do
Charles Bronson.
I was gonna say you make McQueen Captain America, and then you make Redford like Hawkeye.
I could see that.
Because I think Redford had such a commanding like vibe back in the day that he could still make that character rock. That's why it blows my mind that they got Renner for him in this movie, because that guy is dog shit on screen. Hawkeye literally should have been someone like Brad Pitt, and just don't give him as much screen time, but you need it to be someone that's just like, we love him.
Yeah, super charismatic and fun.
Yeah, like, and they write him like that character. Like, that's why, like, when it came out that Jeremy Renner was like a huge dickhead, I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, he's like a pug man, and I just expected that.
Little pig nose man.
Yeah, the way he acts, like the way he carries himself and everything, and he's just kind of like douchey and thinks he's cool. And I was like, he plays that character in everything, which makes me think that's just
music.
who he is. Oh my god, no. So he can get copyright struck for
I love that
music that makes me want to stab my ears out.
You look at him and you think,
oh
he probably do some like acoustic, like dark stuff. And then it's just like straight up, like almost K-pop kind of music. Bill Cosby as Jim Rhodes. This is the War Machine.
I watch a Kirk Douglas movie called The Furry, where he becomes an autistic degenerate in a cartoon wolf's costume.
I watched that movie.
Just 2 hours of him drunk.
In Kirk Douglas's last film.
Shitting in a hotel room. Yeah, he's 104. The Furry! I am Spartacus! Shitting and throwing it at bellboys as they try to pull him out of his hotel room.
It's just his grandson recording him and making it into a movie. Just his daily life.
Yeah, it's him fucking drunk at a furry convention getting laid at 104.
I want to go home.
Just eating just
bottles of F-bombs the whole time. Like totally inappropriate grandpa stuff.
Yeah, F-bombs. That's what 104-year-old Kirk Douglas, who saw like cars get invented, is saying.
No, I'm talking about the other F-bomb.
I am Ferticus. Oh, the F-bomb isn't even hard enough, Jeff. Yeah, man.
Just him really furries the whole time.
No, Douglas. No, Douglas is safe tonight. We're cutting loose on the Douglases. Next draw stream, I don't know when the fuck we're gonna do it because we all keep being busy and Ryan's in simulated hell and whatnot right now. But
Ryan's in Death Valley apparently.
Next draw stream, I wanted to do a peck and paw night, but I think a De Palma night would also be really cool.
I want to peck your paw.
Yeah, I know you do. Every day in DMs, just the same thing, over and over.
Keep saying pecking my paw. What?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Like it literally doesn't. Kirk Douglas also kind of looks like Roddy McDowell in The Fury. God damn, dude, that chin.
Roddy McDowell for Jarvis in the Avengers.
Oh, shit.
All right.
We're about to cast the dopest movie that'll never get made because half these people are dead.
No, this is perfect. This is the movie that's going to start the revolution of casting old actors and CGIing them into movies.
CGIing their corpses into awesome
superhero already planning it out. We'll be the first ones to actually do it.
Yeah, we should just wholeheartedly embrace that soulless schlock now and cash in on it before everybody else does. This is our time to ride somebody else's corpse to the top.
Everybody else had Elvis. Let us have some celebrities. Jeez.
F-bombs with a hard R at the end. Farter.
Grandpa language.
Yeah. Ryan's referring to the word fair.
No, fart you. Fart all of you.
Fart all of you. Yeah, back in the day, Kirk Douglas used to be calling everybody farts. With a hard G in the middle.
He's no farters in his neighborhood.
Oh, man. I don't even know what else to talk about. Suicide Squad punched a hole in my brain. And it's, again, I don't know if I've just become, like, the most cynical asshole in the world or what, but, like...
Yes.
Yeah, movies just aren't doing it for me anymore. I'm ready to just go up to the mountain now and just, like, zen the fuck out. Read trees or some shit.
Read trees?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know what the fuck it means.
This movie break your brain? I'm going to read the trees.
I need to go get scanned for a brain tumor.
Tree bark is actually braille in nature.
Yeah, it's way better than any movie I've seen in the last 10 years, dude. You got to come read this, Birch. It's got a killer story all over it. I'm just going to turn into a big-ass crystal hippie.
Dude, the nature is my porn now.
Yeah.
Every day it's like an orgy of squirrels and birds.
By that I mean I'm jerking off all over this forest.
And mushrooms sprout out from all of my seeds.
My buddy Jose from the shop, who did the patch design for us for City of Rot, went and saw Pig this week and immediately was like, yeah, you were right. This movie just makes me want to go truffle hunting and get a pig. It's like, yeah, man. This makes me want to disappear to the woods. Reed trees, truffle hunt with my pig.
Good money in those truffles. Yeah,
I'll never have to see another superhero movie. Pig's one of the best movies I've seen in years, man. I recommend everybody go see it, but I feel like the trailer almost did it a disservice, making it seem like he's about to go John Wick on a bunch of people over a pig, because he does not do that at all. It is so not an action movie in every way. In bits, it almost reminded me of that Under the Silver Lake movie with Andrew Garfield.
Oh, I don't want to watch that, because it's by the guy that did It Follows.
Oh, man. You would probably love that, Jeff. I just assumed you already saw it.
No, I want to watch it.
It is so fucking weird. I've been meaning to go back and watch it, because I'm like, I definitely didn't get it at all the first watch, and I think me and Beth were like drinking that night, and I just put it on because she's like, "Oh, I like Andrew Garfield. I like that actor," and I knew that it was the dude who did It Follows, and yeah, it's such a weird movie, but I enjoyed it for some reason, and I can't really articulate why, but it's almost like a surrealist movie. It's one of those movies that feels more so like it's more about the vibes of the movie than the actual like story or content unfolding in front of you. Like just like a feat that it got made in the first place. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and like parts of Pig kind of reminded me of that, where it almost like you're witnessing it happening in reality, but it almost feels like fantasy-esque, like this heightened reality where it gets into almost this like surrealism territory. Yeah, awesome. Gamescape, if you haven't checked out Pig yet, definitely check it out. Not an action movie at all. A very heartfelt movie about food is the easiest way to describe it without spoiling it. One of Nick Cage's best performances in years. It's an indie thing, and they're real small. I'm pretty sure you have to pay to get Oscar noms and stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if it got some nominations for stuff, especially with how like sparse releases have been in the last year and a half with COVID and everything. Legit though, like as someone who loves all aspects of Nick Cage, good and bad, Pig was like crazy good. Like that's one of those ones, like when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll be grabbing it for my collection. It's just a pretty movie, well acted, well written. I really enjoyed it. And again, I don't want to say too much because eventually I'm going to drop that little review I wrote about it. When I saw that trailer, I said, if this movie isn't just 4 hours of Nick Cage staring intensely for 2.5 hours, I'll be pissed. Yeah, it's a lot of really nice filmmaking and character work and acting, and it's kind of like a romance story. There's a lot to do with love and
romancing the hog,
the successes and failures of love, and are like it.
I just can't squeal you.
Almost it feels like it was an exploration or a question in masculinity, not like how a lot of stuff is like taunting about like toxic masculinity now. It almost makes you question like what is important in being a man is it's a pretty heavy movie if you dig into it, but like it touches on all the different shades and never says one right or wrong, which is what I think the best movies do. It's like a really, really good romance movie, which is the fucking craziest thing in the world to be saying. Like, you have to watch the movie. And like I told you and Ryan, I was like, I feel like I almost got more out of it than a lot of other people did, just from the weird circumstances that I come from.
Spencer was raised by pigs.
Yeah, love pig love. It is kind of this romance between a man and his pig, but the pig is sort of like symbolic for something more, and I can't say anything else without ruining like
the pig is symbolic of hogs.
Like no, there's like it's like a huge aspect of the movie that would be ruined if I explain any of that to you. Like you have to just go watch the movie and like set aside the time. Yeah, exactly. I will say nothing about it due to potential spoiler respect. I ate chicharrones while I watched it. But yeah, it's not an action movie like a lot of us thought. Here. It is very much like a romance in a strange way. I think it was a directorial debut, if I remember. I wasn't familiar with him. Michael Sarnowski. Sarnowski.
Sorry, I'm not going to be working here no more.
Yeah, he did some TV stuff a while ago, 2012. Oh, that's editorial director. Yeah, he's done all TV stuff, and it was in 2012, and then randomly came out with Pig this year. Beautiful movie, though. In almost every regard.
That'd be great, though. Like, he's obsessed with his screenplay called Pig, and he's telling everybody about it. And like, man, you gotta take some film work or some TV commercials or something. He's like, no, my script Pig will be the greatest thing ever. And everybody thinks he's crazy. And he finally comes out with it, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's actually good.
Yeah,
you like an insane man writing a pig movie.
Yeah, no, like, I think I told you guys, is like, Figure's saying here, Pig will definitely be a cult classic. I was saying to Ryan and Jeff off stream one of the nights, I won't be surprised if it gets like a, what is it, Criterion Collection or Arrow video release or something. Like, it's a solid movie, and I think it's going to be kind of put up on a shelf with other like prime film like that. I know Uncut Gems either got one or is getting one soon with Criterion Collection. Like they do it with a lot of newer films if they deem them worthy, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this one gets one. Like it was really solid. That's why I'm kind of like waiting around to see what the buzz is on it. But I told you dudes, I went and read some of the reviews after I watched the movie, because I was like, that's the I even said to you guys, I felt so corny after watching it because I didn't even know how to put in words. Like I was so blown away by the movie, I felt like I needed to watch it again. I was just like, holy shit, like completely caught me off guard. Wasn't expecting anything like that. And I haven't seen a movie like I felt almost like a little kid again. Like I was just like, holy fuck. Totally invested in this. Like movies can still make you feel things, and that was a nice experience to have after like the last 5 years of just like mindless bullshit.
Jeez, did you come too?
Oh, damn near close, man. I almost just walked out of my house, walked out on my entire life, and just like went off into the woods. It was that beautiful, Jeff.
Gamescape says, let's guess what the pig represents.
Yeah, right.
I think the pig represents a loss of innocence. Sweet, salty loss of innocence.
This movie is going to make me orgasm. Yeah, right. First is very touching without the stupid forced yanking on the heartstrings bullshit. That's where I mean, like it almost feels like it's like a romance movie for dudes. and not in like a gay way or like a sappy way or anything. It's genuinely, it explores like how men deal with emotions and love and
bestiality
and the fallout of it and everything. No, there's no aspect like that at all. Porkasm. Oh my god!
I like Spencer's like, you know, it really touched my soul, and like it was amazing. And we all watch it, and it's just Nick Cage fucking this pig for 2 hours.
Banging a pig for 2 hours in an art house film. I was like, it was beautiful.
No, I saw like, things I couldn't unsee.
I spent almost fucking like 10 years in the restaurant industry, so I have a big background in that. The movie deals with that. I have a very close relationship with my girlfriend, who I've been with for about a decade now. There's a lot of factors in my personal life that made the movie feel like it was tailored just for me. And if you can put yourself in Nicolas Cage's shoes for a moment, or any character's shoes in the moment, they all sort of have a different dynamic with loved ones or people in their lives, in different ways they handle social interaction. This could just be like the autist in me over observing things, but like you see all the different shades and like the minutia of how men convey love is like the easiest way to describe it.
You poke her with your thing,
or fail too. Like it's the whole like gamut of that, and it's Peter. I think you would honestly really like it. It's none of this. Watching this. Yeah, none of this is like said either. Like this movie, the script is probably like 60 pages. There's not a lot of dialogue in the movie. I'm just telling you, this is what I took from it. And I've been writing a review for the Patreon, trying to like articulate a more sensical version of it that people can read after they've watched the movie or whatever, because it's going to be loaded with spoilers. But it was a great movie. Wildly unexpected. I don't even know if that's like a thing where you can like repeat something like that. Just sort of a weird one and done. Obviously, Pig doesn't need a sequel, but I'm like, I wonder what the hell that director will do next, if anything. If they did TV 10 years ago and then a movie randomly out of nowhere.
I didn't know Ned Beatty was still making films.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that
was a great joke. You're sandbagging me.
Sorry. I think the opening line to the review, I think I put up on Twitter or something, and it was like a call to violence that's answered with tenderness. And that's like the entirety of the movie. Is there's this like boiling over of like hatred and anger and almost like resentment throughout it, where you feel like at any moment Nicolas Cage is just going to like reach across the table and smash some dude's face into it. And like, it's just, you're always on edge. Like, you don't know what the fuck is going to happen next. And then it boils over into just like this, like, emotional crescendo of like dismantling people with their own shortcomings. It's insane. Like that movie made me like reflect on my own shit in a weird way. And I was like, I've watched it, I think 3 times now, and I still want to watch it again. So it's a Mandy sequel. God damn it. I got it, Jeff. Jeff fucking firing jokes at me when I'm drunk and getting serious about a movie I loved. I'm sorry.
Me, son of a bitch.
Oh, see, I haven't even checked out the Red Letter Media guys review yet. I remembered you said something about that. I meant to watch it, even they were all weird and mushy about it. Like, yeah, you guys are gonna read the review I wrote about it and be like, what a homo. like genuinely, like, it made me think about my accident, which is why I think it hit me really hard. Like I can't even get into this. Yeah, it resonated in such a strange way for me, and I really think people should check it out. How moist are you? Yeah, I can't even get into that. That's gonna fuck me up. Sorry, guys. How moist are your pants right now? Just a little bit. It's all the whiskey. I'm probably dribbling.
Just a little damp.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Is the exact opposite of the Suicide Squad, which again could have just been if Spencer starts crying like Kevin Smith, I'm out. No, more so.
You gotta cry on all our shows now.
No, like overwhelms me, and I get into more of like a rage territory. I get very flush and start freaking out. It's not a crying.
You get defensive because you don't want to cry. I'll fucking kill all of you.
It's more of like a start punching holes and breaking things.
You're like fucking Benicio del Toro and Wolfman. You're like, I will kill all of you.
Yeah, I get real bad.
Just hug us, Spencer. Damn.
Yeah, I just tweak the fuck out. Yeah, no, it was great though, and it was weird after going from like Mandy and what was it, Willy's Wonderland into all of a sudden like Oscar bait Nick Cage movie. It made me think about being backstabbed in my career and how I can handle that. Yeah, no, there's a lot of layers to the movie. That's why I'm saying it's like a weird, not deconstruction of masculinity, but like an exploration of like the reality of it in everyday life and sort of like how we treat each other. And no one really comments on how it's like a male dominating cast. And that's why I thought that was kind of the point of the whole thing, is that it's just like, let's look at ourselves, dudes, and see if we are actually that good to each other, without ever saying that to you. Again, that's just how I perceived it. This movie is going to unzip me. I can already tell. I got damn near close to it, dude. I remember just like staring at the screen as the credits rolled and realizing that like my mouth was open, and I was just like, I'm straight blowing a ghost at this movie right now. Like, made me think of how much I sacrifice and don't sacrifice for my art. Yeah, it's weird, man. The peaks and valleys of it. There's moments where you're like, did I do too much and not focus on, like, is my work as important as I think it is, or am I letting the things that are important pass me by? Am I giving my work enough to where my work is even important anymore, or have I given up on myself? And there's like all these fucking different things going on. It's great.
On your side.
Yeah, chaos theory implications. It's a hell of a ride. That's why I immediately was like, well, I need to watch that again. Like almost immediately.
Like a bridge over trouble water.
Fuck you, Jeff.
I just want to make you cry.
Yeah.
Make you cry.
The
cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man and the moon.
Yeah, Jeff's gonna unzip me now.
Don't do this to me, Jeff.
I gotta turn the camera on for the real tears. See, Kevin Smith, I can do it too. I was actually telling Beth a while back, I wanted to go to a specialist for my head injury from the accident, because for a while I thought I had a thing that was like it's like compulsive crying, but you're not crying, you just tear up. And it'll literally just like happen at any point in time. It's not triggered by anything. I can just be like walking around and I'll just have like a tear start streaming out of one eye. Like the old like garbage Indian guy. I'll just have like the one tear. I think it's called like PSBR or some shit like that. It's got some crazy name to it. But it's like, I should go to a specialist and see if I have this. It's a brain trauma thing. You get hit in the head and then your tear ducts just like trigger to like cry every once in a while. But the first year after my accident, it happened a bunch, and it still happens every once in a while, but not as like frequently. But like we would be like out to lunch, and I'd be like laughing and joking around, and then just like tears would start streaming out of one of my eyes. And a friend of mine recently like pointed out to me that it might be that. And I was like, oh, I guess I gotta go talk to somebody. But
did you ever have that thing with adrenaline? Where your adrenaline like pumps so much you start crying?
Or something. Here, let's see this up. Sorry, what did you say, Jeff?
Did you ever have that thing like, after you get in a fight or something, your adrenaline's pumping so much that you start crying and you couldn't stop it?
That's that playground crying syndrome that we were all talking about. That I was gonna, that thing I coined. That's probably already a thing. Pseudo-bulbar effect, PBA, sorry, is a condition characterized by episodes of sudden, uncontrollable, and inappropriate laughing or crying. Okay, I didn't know it was laughing. I definitely get the tearing up though, and it's not like whimpering or anything. It's literally just like my eyes like leak water. But sometimes it'll be like the left one or the right one, or it'll be both. But for a while, it was just
is that what the guy from Chucky has? The guy that does Chucky's voice. He has that thing where he can cry out one eye.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Was ever since now, like I can sort of on some days, like kind of just like trigger tears. Like I can just like. I can't even like explain how I do it, but I can trigger just my tear duct to just like start leaking. Inappropriate laughing, I should get checked out. Yeah, I think they used this. It was a couple different like mental illnesses, but this was like part of the inspiration for the Joker too. But
oh gosh, Ryan, jeez, gross.
Yeah, Spencer's a squirt. Jesus, you had what the Joker had. Yeah, that's part of it. I don't laugh uncontrollably though. That'd be cool. Just be like, sorry, I'm handicapped. I can't stop laughing because I'm handicapped.
Micro penis?
Yeah. It's my micro penis. It's hilarious.
Well, no wonder you're crying, fella.
Yeah. No wonder you're just crying randomly. It's not random at all.
He's hung like a mouse. No wonder.
Yeah, no, but I that, and then I confirmed, like, talked to a person. I was like struggling with Cotard's, but they don't call it that. It's like, because it's not like a definitive thing. You can come out of it, I guess. I don't understand it enough. But I was in the throes of that. That's really cool. Thinking you're dead. Yeah. Watch some interviews with dudes who have that sometime, who had it way worse than who are like, were in it for years. Spencer laughs at black people on the bus like the Joker. Sorry, I'm retarded.
You just hand him the card and says, I don't have any problem.
That'd be a much different movie. Sped. He's gonna say it.
He just says, I'm a racist.
Bigot with a question mark, because remember, I'm dumb.
That's a totally different Joker movie. Oh no, we lost Slim Jangus.
That'd be funny. It's the exact same movie down to the wardrobe. They didn't redo it or anything. I just have to wear that tiny suit that Joaquin Phoenix was in, as fat as I am, and as tall as I am.
You can't get up those stairs to dance. You just hang out on the one stair.
It's just me falling down the stairs. I get like the first 2 steps of the dance out and just duff it and roll all fat down the stairs.
Just walk away.
Yeah, I'm bleeding with like a broken ankle at the bottom. Like, Joker, baby. He's got cardboards. I thought that said cardboard skin. He's got a cardboard sign like John McClane in Die Hard with the Vengeance. They can't read the back though, where it's me apologizing for my handicap. PBA, man.
Why did I print it in 6.5? Damn it.
That's gonna be funny if I do get to see us. I'm like not in a rush to with COVID and everything. I'd rather not go see doctors as much as possible. And just steer clear of places with bunches of sick people.
They're the ones giving you COVID.
Yeah.
This is my conspiracy hour.
I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to talk to a person and be like, hey, look, I can basically trigger my tear ducts at any point in time, and I just cry like a weirdo randomly in places. And it's like, it would almost be more appropriate if I were like sobbing uncontrollably, because then it would be like, oh, okay, this guy's going through some shit. And no, it'd be like I'm like ordering a sandwich being fat at Subway and just like one tear streaming down my face. Like, this is the most beautiful sandwich ever. I just look like a creepy pervert everywhere.
Like, no, sir, we have more Italian 6-inch. I'll get it for you. Don't cry.
Yeah. I watched the new Suicide Squad and one tear rolled down my cheek.
You just stand up and slowly clap. The whole crowd around you starts clapping. He was really moved.
Pig made me feel, but Suicide Squad made me cry one tear. Magical stuff. Yeah, we're getting deep tonight, guys, on the brain disorders of getting hit in the head one too many times by a car.
Deep in your heart, through your anus.
Or Kevin Smith. Yeah, sorry, you don't have PBA, sir. You're Kevin Smith. No!
It's like Memento, insane. But you finally just realize that you're Kevin Smith.
Yeah. I have to apologize for ruining Masters of the Universe.
It's called Snoogans.
Holy shit, you guys. That's my split personality. That's why I always feel like I never get any sleep, is when I close my eyes and go to sleep at night, I'm in LA fucking my mannequin of a wife and writing horrible movies.
You're fucking Skeletor.
Yeah, I'm banging Skeletor and writing animated series about her.
Casting your awful actress of a daughter in all your films?
She's at least better than her mother.
Is she, though?
It's weird, though, because, again, is she his daughter? Is she?
You mean Jay's daughter? You mean Ben Affleck's daughter?
Oh, yeah, I had countless concussions in, like, Little League and football growing up, and then a couple of concussions just fist fighting and band days, and then multiple car accidents culminating with one final one that was a doozy. Hit a window so hard I smashed it, and then we rolled twice in the truck, and I had to fist fight my way out of the windshield to get me and the driver out. It was a damn good time.
Oh yeah, well I have shin splints.
Yeah, but when you when you go through a point in your life where you think you've already died, you come out the other side, and you're like, well, I can do whatever the fuck I want now. Like, that's why I'm like, canceled? Who gives a fuck?
I don't know the meaning of the word. No, literally, I don't.
Yeah, I'm like, motherfucker, I died like 4 years ago. My brain's so fucked up, I barely remember what year it happened, usually.
You just think you're in heaven? That's the problem. You think you actually died and you're in heaven?
Oh, you joke. More like hell, but I imagine, I mean, I'm not as religious as I was growing up, but I still imagine heaven's a nice place. Like, fucking, I don't think we're all up in heaven. Like, so I'm definitely dead, right? Like,
so heaven's just Connecticut?
Freaking out, yeah. Well, there was thoughts like that for a while. Like, so what if you... That was the thing that had me fucked up for a really long time, and I can like talk about that now, but it was the idea in your head of, so if you die and you're dead, who the fuck is there to tell you? Who's to say that it isn't just like nothing skips a beat and you just go about things in this monotonous hell where nothing seems to change? And I was like in the peak of like, those years where you just don't age as a dude and nothing really changes about you. And I was just sort of coasting through life anyways. So I was like, oh God, I'm literally in hell. Like, it was very easy to convince yourself after a traumatic brain injury that something like that was reality. And then it was like, talk to a specialist, and they're like, no, you hit your head really bad. Like, you're completely alive. Like,
you're like, no.
Yeah, if your brain, if you weren't alive, your brain wouldn't be so fucked up right now. Like, it better be nice. That's all I'm looking forward to. Yeah, no, I was like, if that were heaven, I would have been like, God damn it, it's exactly the same. Like, fuck. Like,
I like that Ryan's skipping ahead 40 years to being the old man that wants to die.
Yeah, imagine having one job. It's telling people they're indeed in heaven or hell. Yeah, that's miserable. And I was like, what? That was like basically the idea that threw me over the edge was even being raised in religion. I was like, what if that dude isn't showing up? What if there isn't a guy to tell me, like, this is where you go?
Yo, St. Peter, get back. Your break's over.
And I told you guys, like, the week after my accident, I came outside and there's the bus stop across the street from our old apartment. And, like, the accident happened, like, 100 yards down the road from my house. Like, it was one of those, like, most accidents happen within, like, fucking 5 miles of your house or some dumb shit like that. Some dumb statistic. But it literally happened like at the opposite end of the long ass road that we live on. And we almost went through someone's house rolling after hitting like a 2-foot patch of black ice. Not like any snow on the road or anything. And we hit like the only patch of black ice on the road and got out of control into the gnarliest accident I've ever been in. That completely changed my life. You know why they call him St. Peter, right? He's a dick. Yeah. That dude never showed up, though, so I guess I'm still here. Or this is some elaborate play from the devil. Good times.
That'd be in his wheelhouse. I can see that.
Yeah. That'd be so... Jeff comes on screen. It's me, Satan! Gotcha!
Just spelled backwards. It's Satan. Wait, never mind.
Blames it on the black ice. Yeah, I wasn't even driving, dude. It definitely wasn't my fault.
You put that so much emphasis in the black part, too. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, sounds like black guys. Yeah, we ran over 2 feet of black guys. Yes, I work for the devil. Yeah, clip that!
Well, there's your problem.
Yeah, no, that was a fucking dumb part in life. We went down and gave the mom on the top floor flowers afterwards because we felt really bad. Well, at least my friend did. I didn't have the heart to go down and see them. I might have mentioned that on here before, but yeah, her little like 3-year-old kid got to scream and cry while us two busted out of the car and cops pointed guns at us, and it was like the night before Christmas.
You gotta love that. They show up to a crime, into an accident, and draw their guns. Like, damn, dude.
Well, I mean, you see my giant ass crawl out of the... I didn't blame them at all. I was like, I would have pulled a gun on me, too. I crawled out of the hole.
Just yelling brains?
No, well, First off, they said, if you saw the hole, like, it looks like I couldn't fit through the hole, but I'm so claustrophobic, I just, like, blacked out and started punching the glass as much as I possibly could. I stuffed my buddy, the driver, through the hole, and then I climbed through the hole right after. And when I stood up, I was covered in my own blood, like just like all over the place. I still to this day have like little cuts and scars all over my hands, like just like nicks, and like they're all varying sizes from like all the glass and shit that got embedded in my hands from the accident. And the cops had their guns pulled on me because they thought I was just like dusted out of my mind. They all insisted that like no human could bust out of the cab in the condition it was in, because the whole back seats and everything were like jammed up. So there was only like the front seat room to like you couldn't basically cock back your arm fully and get like a full extension for a punch. So I was just doing these like little Mike Tyson hooks to the window, like a crazy person, and just like probably punched the window like 100 times. And like it had spider webbed really early on, but it just like would not fucking bust no matter how much I hit it. And then finally I fucking like was able to like find a spot where I could get my arm back a little further, and I gave it one good shot and just like Pineapple Express, basically put my whole fucking fist through the thing and cut up like my arm and shit a bunch, and immediately was just like, God damn it. And I just like had my arm, like my arm is now outside of the cab, but every other bit of me is still inside this thing. So to pull my fucking arm back through the hole, and then I just started like punching around it and peeling it back till it looked like a big glass butthole in the windshield, and I stuffed my buddy out of it and climbed out myself to two young cops that looked like they were younger than us pointing guns at us. And then they immediately realized like we weren't on drugs and we weren't going to run away, and that we were just obviously in a really fucking wild car accident. Good times. I bled all over the place that night. That was cool.
Still better than Suicide Squad.
Yeah. There was snow like on people's lawns, and I just like walked back to my house from the accident afterwards. They bandaged up my hands like and I refused to go to the hospital. It was just like whatever. Went back to my house, smoked a cigarette. Actually, I walked in the front door because we lived next to my girlfriend's parents at the time. Walked in the front door at my girlfriend's parents because I had already called Beth at that point and told her that I was in an accident with our buddy and that it was at the end of the road and I'd be home soon. Walked home in the cold, smoked a cigarette out front, and then walked inside, and her parents didn't know I was in an accident. They thought I had just killed somebody. I walked in the door covered in my own blood, like from head to toe pretty much, because I had just been like brushing sweat off of my forehead and like combing my hair back. I had my own blood like all through my hair and stuff. It was, it was a wild night. This is still the review of Pig. Yeah, the movie was so good. I went and flipped my buddy's dually. Good times, man. Death Curse story night. We're going down a dark path. I didn't have anything planned for tonight. Feels night? Nah, we're not getting there. Fucking Kevin Smith crying. You'll see me cry the day I write something that makes all you dudes cry universally.
You'll see me cry the day I kill you all. It'll be the last thing you see.
Then I'll have no one left to entertain, and that truly will be a sad day.
Oh, the Twilight Zone ending. And now there's no one left to kill. No, but I just got all these knives. No.
He hit his head in a car accident. Now he wants to kill everything that he likes.
Well, we should do the goofball comedy version of that. He hit his head in a car accident. Now he wants to kill everything he likes. Bleep.
Now he can't stop putting crayons up his nose. Oh, and killing. Dun, dun, dun!
I love the narrator forgetting. Oh, yeah, and killing.
It's me, Orson. Just we need the soundboard so I can have like the sound of like chips being eaten.
Or like after you tell the really sad story of your horrific car accident, you put like boing.
Yeah, Paul Masson. I want to be able to do ad rolls for Paul Masson, even though I'm still not convinced that the company went out of business when Orson Welles died and is just reselling old stock. Every liquor store I've gone to is like, we don't have that.
Is this one of those things of like Sinbad in a genie movie where like we all think it was real, but it just never happened? It's like some alternate universe thing.
Yeah, how about that? Sinbad never being in a genie movie. We've all been robbed. And those of us like myself who actually saw the Shaq Genie movie that they were all confusing it with.
Kazam.
Yeah.
I love Kazam. Kazam's fun.
Of course you did.
It's good.
It was good. You just loved it for the raining candy bars scene.
I love because of Shaq. Shaq is great.
Yeah. Shaq Fu.
Big Shaq Diesel.
Are you done talking about Suicide Squad, or do I need to leave? I just spent like a half hour talking about my car accident and my lasting brain injuries. How far back in the show are you, Hans? I don't want spoilers. Oh yeah, you're gonna.
Suicide Squad sounds intense.
You're gonna watch that, aren't you? I don't think we really spoiled anything. It just kind of misses a lot of. I kind of dance around spoiling everything. I think
Shazam is way better than Shazam.
Done talking about
Shazam
it in general.
Rapping Shaq? No, it doesn't.
Whoa. I didn't like Shazam, but I liked Kazam. Again, only for the raining candy bars scene. I can't remember anything else from that movie. I remember that scene happening. Maybe that's just because I'm a fat kid at heart. And liver and kidneys and body.
Figure drawing says, have you seen I Saw the Devil?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes. It's a really good movie.
I think that one might be getting an American remake for some reason.
Yeah, we talked about it before. It's the guy that did The Guest and the Godzilla movie.
Okay, it is Wingard doing that?
Wingard, yeah. But they talked about that a long time ago, so I don't know if it's still in production or not.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the original. I don't really know why the hell they're doing a remake of it, but
especially now when it's like almost a decade later, isn't it?
It's definitely been a bit. I remember I think that one came out pretty quickly on Netflix or something too, which was surprising. Within 6 months of release, it was on there. Let me see.
Name one good American remake.
That's the one where the detective's girlfriend gets murdered and he tortured. Yeah, this is the one I thought it was. Yeah, 2010. It's been 11 years, man. God damn. Yeah, I feel like it was on Netflix really early on. It might even still be on there.
Yeah, I remember watching it on a whim and being completely enthralled. This movie fucking rules. It's like a horror movie and a martial arts action movie and a thriller all in one.
Yeah, it's wild. I don't remember is that Ji Woon Kim? Was that Korean?
I think wasn't the guy that played Storm Shadow that guy from I Saw the Devil?
Yeah, Korean. I was I can't remember if it's what was it, J horror or Korean horror, whatever the fuck that scene's referred to.
Yeah, that was the Korean one.
I remember going to media play as a kid and having sweaty 14-year-old dudes trying to flex on me about that shit. You don't even know what J horror is? Shut up, dude.
I never liked J horror.
It's I'm touching titties harder than you are, and I'm 13.
You just punching titties though.
Yeah. I'm touching them hard. I'm punching them real hard. Lee Bong Hung.
His bong is hung.
Was he in? What is that movie called? Snake Eyes? No, that is not.
I was talking about the first one, the first G.I. Joe movie. I think it was him, as Storm Shadow.
G.I. Joe Retaliation. Yes, he was. That's the second one, though.
Hans
he was in both.
Name one good American remake of a foreign film.
Old Boy. Duh. No.
Peter Engstrom says The Magnificent Seven. I'm sure he means the one that came out in the 2000s with Denzel Washington.
That should be my first film. Is just a movie called American Remake, and I'll make the most bastardized film ever. I'm trying to think of American remakes of foreign films. The Departed is probably up there.
That was a Korean film.
Even though they tried to hide that they were a remake until I think they kind of got privately sued.
I had no idea.
I'm trying to look up a list right now to see if there's anything else.
What was the vampire one?
Oh yeah, True
Let the right
Lies.
one in?
True Lies is technically a reboot too, which
Is
I
it really?
forgot. Yeah, it's an
Of
American
what?
remake of La Totale, French film. Yeah, The Departed's on this list. 12 Monkeys is also a remake.
Really? Did not know
of
that either.
La Jetée. The Magnificent Seven, which I believe somebody in chat mentioned, and Vanilla Sky, which I didn't know. I haven't
Blech.
seen I'll have to check out the original Vanilla Sky because that one was weird as shit.
I just know you, Peter. I just guessed. I was like Vincent D'Onofrio. Fucking Denzel Washington. This is Peter all over it.
Mad Men. Is that the Seth MacFarlane cowboy movie? Jesus.
Let Me In. That's the American remake of Let the Right One In. That was pretty good.
Oh, see, I thought Let Me In was the sequel or something. I didn't know that was the American remake.
Yeah, and it had Hit Girl in it. Chloe.
The original Vanilla Sky is better because the guy is ugly. Yeah, but it doesn't have Penelope Cruz's rocking tubes in it.
That sounds disgusting.
Tubes. I remember Vanilla Sky came out and it was just her
she
titties.
Had the best ovarian tubes.
Her titties all over that movie, and I was very young. Like, God damn! Mom, we gotta buy this one.
Mom, Tom Cruise's ass is nice.
Yeah, Tom. I don't know. I've always had that. I guess it's because I had a bunch of fucking gnarly injuries to my head as a kid. But early on, Beth pointed out my weird fascination with head trauma and my stories and face trauma in general. And I never realized, but I like Vanilla Sky for some reason. Don't really know why. I'm like, he wears a mask and he's all fucked up for most of that movie. I think I know why I like that movie now. It's just weird as shit.
Pratt was in that Magnificent Seven remake.
Are you talking about the new one?
Yeah, I was joking with him about the remake they did in the early 2000s.
A lot of people,
the late 2000s.
A lot of people would probably argue that the Ring American remake was pretty solid, but those people are drunk idiots.
I like that first one. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah. Jeff is a drunk idiot and a stupid bitch.
I like the first one. That was the one by Gore Verbinski.
Yeah, no, it wasn't terrible. Fistful of Dollars is a remake of Akira Kurosawa's Yojimbo.
But that's Italian, though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about American remakes here.
Yeah. That list is pretty loose. I do agree. Italian shot and Italian directed in Italy. Yeah, that's Pratt, D'Onofrio, the Asian guy, the other guy. Yeah, a real classic. Rockin' tubes.
What about Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis? The Walter Hill movie? That's a remake of Yojimbo. That was pretty solid.
Or the most recent Godzilla.
Yeah, we'll just do Godzilla. Let's just say Godzilla. Call it a day.
Dinner for Schmucks was a remake, evidently.
Oh, yeah. That was
Diner de Cons. 8 Below.
That makes sense, because it's basically like a Jerry Lewis rejected script.
Oh, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? I don't know about that. I heard the foreign ones are a lot better. I've only seen...
I like the David Fincher one, the first one. With Rooney Mara. That one was good.
The fucking Upside is on this list. That's amazing. That's the Bryan Cranston one where he's paralyzed and Kevin Hart is his social worker. I think he's a dickhead and Kevin Hart's I'm the black guy that's going to teach you how to not to be a dickhead.
And teach you how to walk.
Yeah.
He just puts him on his back and walks
I'm going to blow in your tube for you. 3 Men and a Baby.
Is it really?
Three Homs et un Kufan.
You know, Spock directed that.
I'm butchering that. What?
Spock directed it.
Oh, shit, dude. Nimoy? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Godzilla's number one on this list. That's insane. I'm trying to think of deep cuts, and all these lists are bullshit.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah. What Women Want. The French one is such a heartfelt drama. I thought you were fucking with me for a second, Hans. Yeah, they did that with Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston, and I remember I haven't seen it, but they did the trailer is like really trying to drive it home as like this is a serious movie and Kevin Hart is a serious actor. I think I was actually working in theaters when that came out. Let me see, what year did that come out?
In the theater.
Oh no, it must have been some other paralyzed. Oh no, that's what it was. We played the original version of it because my theater did some specials. The original came out in 2011, and I remember it's weird. We had foreign films in one theater at the end of the theater that was like the smallest, oldest theater in the building, and the early day showings would be all Indian people, and then the midday showings would just be like hipsters.
Hans says, did anybody notice Leonard Nimoy's dentures in the Star Trek remake? Live long and prosper.
Rip Nimoy, his dentures are still alive. Those dentures were more enjoyable than the rest of the movie. Yeah, Nimoy rocks. What other fucking American remakes are there? I thought for a while, too, especially with The Ring, we got The Grudge out of it. There was supposed to be that, like,
Nikita?
That wave of, like, J-horror remakes they were talking about. La Femme Nikita. Looked like the Werewolf in London transformation. Oh, man. An American Werewolf in Paris. Let's make this movie worse and hornier. With a Bush soundtrack.
CGI.
That Bush song, Mouth.
Quarantine was all right, but Wreck is still so much better. I still have never seen Wreck. I've always wanted to watch it.
Dude, the first one absolutely fucking rips. Actually, you're right, both of them are solid. But yeah, Wreck is like fucking amazing. Like that was one of those ones where I really can't stand found footage stuff for the most part. But that was one of the first ones I saw where I was like, okay, you can do like really cool shit with this if you aren't just trying to be Cloverfield or whatever. Did someone say Bush soundtrack? Yeah, man. Motherfucking Gavin Rossdale before all the trans hookers and crazy shit.
Wait, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, dude. He was like out with T girls. That's why what's her face left him? Gwen Stefani.
He like those BANANAS. Yeah.
This chick has a banana. BANANAS. Yeah. I thought that was like common knowledge. My bad. Sorry to ruin Bush and Gavin Rossdale for you.
I'm gonna cancel my tickets.
Very progressive Rossdale. Gwen is a bigot. Yeah, right. Why couldn't she have a sister husband in the relationship? Yeah, man. They did. I think they actually wrote that song just for that movie. That movie has like a very like I want to say like 1990 soundtrack. It probably came out in like 2000. Let's find out. 1997. God damn. Even earlier than I thought. Holy shit, man. Yeah, this movie was something else. It had that Tom Everett Scott dude who I think was he's on like a cop show or something now. Like Blue Bloods or some crazy shit. But he He was in that movie we've talked about a bunch before, Dead Man on Campus.
Yeah. That was with Zach Morris too, wasn't it?
I don't remember. It has that fucking dude that you thought was a Busey the other day. Lachlan Monroe or whatever.
Lachlan.
Yeah. Beautiful. Dude, I need to track that movie down. I fucking love that movie as a kid. Like when I had to be probably like 9-10 years old when I first saw that movie, and I don't know how that clicked with it. There's just nowhere near fucking college age at that point in time. And 1998, I would have been 8 years old, and I rented this at like a Blockbuster and was just like, this is my fucking movie, man.
Lachlan needs to change his name to Larry Busey.
And this is like douchebag bro movie to the max. Mark Paul Gosselaar?
Yeah, Zach Morris.
Oh yeah, that is him.
Give me the bell.
I never realized that was his name.
Yeah, all those 90s kid stars had like 3 names.
Yeah, that
Jonathan
was like
Taylor Thomas.
I was just about to say Jonathan Taylor Thomas set the bar, and they were like,
"That's it.
You got to go for it."
Haley Joel Osment.
Jake Busey is a legend. Hell yeah, man. Starship Troopers. Doesn't everyone want a girlfriend with a receding hairline and a beard? Come on, boys. You ruined Bush for me, Spence. I'm sorry, man. Nothing hurts like your mouth, especially if it's a dude's. Zachary Ty Bryan. Chad Michael Vincent.
Brad Rudolph Pitt.
Or Jan Michael Vincent, Chad Michael Vincent. I made his name gayer somehow. 3 first names. That means he's a bastard. Does Jake Busey have a kid to carry on the name and the Busey face? Oh my god, let's find out. Good call.
Well, they pass down the teeth from generation to generation. That's why the teeth are so huge, because it's just like 6 generations of Busey's teeth.
Oh my god, he has a daughter.
just a picture of a pony.
What's up? It's me, Autumn Roselia Busey.
I'm also a Sean Connery.
Gary Busey's 6-year-old son is a spitting image. Holy shit. When was this article from? Homie's still shooting live ones. Oh my god, he had a kid in 2010. His kid is 11 now.
Gary Busey did?
Yes.
Damn, he getting it in.
His kid's 11 now. Jesus Christ, Gary Busey. He's born in 44. Fucking... Oh my god, dude. 50. He banged that kid out when he was 66 years old. Busey getting it wet. Yeah, Busey dropping loads while his brain leaks out his ears. Yeah, the doctors are like, Gary, you gotta stop. Every time you bust a nut, you lose a little more of yourself. What?
every time you bust a nut, your teeth get an inch longer.
Yeah. He's like, last time he busted a nut, he's like, what if I just become an animal judge?
Oh, my brain hurts.
Finishes a case. I'm going to go bust a nut. Oh, my.
I got teeth like a horse. I'm also hung like one, too.
Dude, the bailiff, Kevin wasn't lying. We all really need to watch this show and talk about this on the pod some night because this shit looks insane. Gary Busey, pet judge, and the bailiff is like a young black guy with a big tight afro. Like, who no, the dude literally looks like he can't stop fucking laughing. He's like, I got to work with crazy ass Gary Busey. Here's so crazy. Here's a shot of Gary Busey checking out his ass. Gary Busey's like, damn, this little boy's thick.
He's like, I can take him.
Yeah, this. Yeah, the way the heart is beating, the way the lungs are working, the way the endocrine gland system is working because I can feel all of that through the thin skin of the dog with my left hand. Okay.
Thin skin. He's like, "This is my lunch."
It's a great feeling. That's great.
He just takes a bite off of the dog, but bites his head right off.
This is a beautiful dog, but there's no person's soul in here. Yeah, we definitely need to watch this shit.
It's so existential.
Wet ass pussy.
Wop, wop, wop.
Yeah. We're like Gary Bussy. What was that bus company that was all over Twitter this week? Bussy Galore. That shit had me dying laughing. You start a bus company and you're just like, oh yeah, man, this is really gonna take off. You're like, Bussy Galore. People are really gonna get it. And then Bussy takes off, and all of a sudden you're Boy Pussy Galore. The bus company that people probably think you're fucking boy strippers on. That was a Quibbly show because people were posting pictures of one of them like driving through, I think it was like a British city. Or are you talking about the Gary Busey show? Because I think it's an Amazon Prime show now.
Well, his teeth look pretty British.
That'd be hilarious. Well, let's see. What was the Quibbly lineup?
I was born in America, but my teeth are British.
Born in America, but my teeth are British. Got them from the king. Dude, can you not even like Google Quibbly?
Quibi. There's no
Quibi.
L.
Why do I keep wanting to say Quibbly?
Quibi sounds like, I don't know, like a pussy fart or
something. Oh,
that's
right. They were the ones that they had Die Hart with Kevin Hart.
Ugh.
Yeah, they did a Most Dangerous Game remake. They were going to be bringing back Reno 911. Chrissy Teigen had a show. God, no wonder this shit bombed. Die Hart with Kevin Hart, and it's Kevin Hart, Jean Reno, and John Travolta. That sounds insane. I need to find some of this stuff.
Quibbly Down Under, starring Tom Selleck.
Game Show, which is spelled Gayme. Singled Out was coming back. Cup
Singled
of
Out,
Joe
really?
with Joe Jonas. Yeah, it's insane. Like, the fact that somebody was like, God damn, this opening lineup is going to totally kill.
I love the idea, too, of like, Chrissy Teigen's going to be our big linchpin. She's going to be a huge star. Oh, God, she's in trouble by sending death threats to children. Oh,
50 States of Fright is a horror anthology series. I'll have to look that up. Has Travis Fimmel in it and some solid... was it Tasa Farmiga or whatever her name is? Vera Farmiga's little sister or daughter or whatever the fuck.
Oh, the one that's on American Horror Story?
Yeah, she was on this called 50 States of Fright. That had 24 episodes and 2 seasons. Holy shit. Is Quibi still up? What the fuck? It's saying you can still watch Quibi stuff.
Wasn't it only like 10-minute shows or something like that? Wasn't like the whole gimmick?
That's fucking horrible if that is.
Oh, Hans says they're formatted for cell phones only.
Oh, God, this all sounds like dog shit.
Oh, they're all portrait?
50 States of Fright. Where the fuck do I watch this?
Even Pirate Bay won't host it. Like, get the fuck off of here.
It says it's still going. What the fuck? Sam Raimi is the producer of this show? And the stills I'm seeing look like surprisingly good? What the fuck?
Yes, what the fuck indeed.
Yeah, it has that Travis Fimmel dude from Vikings and like Raimi is part of the team that works on the show.
Did he leave Vikings to do a Quibi show?
Gnarly creature. There are a lot of stories of that, Jeff. The shittier Hemsworth brother is the lead in that Dangerous Game remake that they did, and he turned down, I guess, quite a few roles to do like a lead spot in a show. That's why like Quibi is so fucking funny.
Wow.
Yeah. Weird.
That's just sad.
They were still releasing stuff in 2020. Yeah.
Peter says Chrissy Teigen has a perfectly round head. It's the roundest head I've ever seen. It's a perfect circle, and I'm not talking Maynard's band.
She's a special kind of mutant.
She has the Iron Dome.
She's also incredibly dumb. Oh man, I'm so glad to see her just take like a series of consecutive L's, just like over and over, back to back, until she tapped out of Twitter for a bit and gave everybody a break.
Oh yeah. And like she gets on her high horse going after people, and then you find out she's literally sending death threats and telling people to commit suicide to children.
Oh, and that was just the cherry on top of everything else. She launched like a bullshit like cookware company at the same time. That was just like some cheap Chinese company that like rebranded her name on all of their products. And they basically did like acrylic colored versions of everything. And when people got them, the color was just like spray on like paint.
Oh, people are like eating lead.
Yeah, basically as soon as you put them in the dishwasher or anything, all the color came off and they just turned into a clear white set with no Chrissy Teigen name on it or anything.
That's hilarious.
It was basically like a sticker she was putting on over all of this shit. And yeah, she had a big ordeal blow up in her face all at once. And it was a couple of other things too, but then it had that chick who was like, you were like my high school bully. You literally used to tell me to kill myself like weekly in school. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't remember being that monster.
Who was that chick? Courtney Stodden. She was like the 16-year-old who was dating the dude from Lost, who was like in his 50s. And, she was like just this dumb, like Paris Hilton kind of chick. But, she was basically in this relationship where she was being manipulated by like a 60-year-old man. And then she finally got away from him. And so Chrissy Teigen was sending this girl DMs, like, you should go kill yourself. You're a piece of shit. When she was 16. You fucking psycho.
Gross. Hollywood rocks.
He's actually a good actor too. He was in do you remember X-Files? There was that one character that squeezed his bones.
Who is this chick you're talking about?
Courtney Stodden. He was you know who the actor was? He was in that Punisher Warzone. He was the brother of Jigsaw.
Oh, the guy Doug Hutchinson. He played Looney Bin Jim.
Yeah, he like hooked up with her. He was like going to be her acting teacher when she was like 15 or something. And then when she was 16, he started dating her, and he was like in his 50s. Her parents were like fame whores. Like they wanted her to get famous any way she could. So they were kind of promoting her to hook up with this dude and allowing it. And then basically she just, when she got old enough, she got away from him because he was just, this manipulative, creepy old dude that conned this girl to be with him.
What a cool guy. I didn't remember him being on Lost. Wow, she's got some big old
he was in The Green Mile. Yeah, that's right. He was the piece of shit cop.
Yeah, RC, right?
Yeah.
Super dickhead. Yeah, she's just
killed like Mr. Jangles.
She looks like a porno Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I mean, she's just like the Paris Hilton, bimbo kind of girl, but it's like she still shouldn't have been getting molested by this freak.
Big rubber titties chick who's basically dating like a discount Tom Sizemore, who's already like a discount of himself.
Who's a discount Michael Madsen? You just keep going up from that. He's the discount John Travolta.
And then, like, when you see pictures of her when she was actively with him, she looks like she's on a ton of pills and getting her ass beat. All the photos when they were together, she's wearing, like, caked on amounts of makeup. So that's a bummer.
Yeah. He's a piece of shit.
What a cool guy.
That's Hollywood.
Yeah, I was like, how many Sizemores are there in Hollywood? It's weird, too. He's like a chubby old man.
Who, Sizemore or the Doug Hutchinson?
Both. Sizemore's even more of a fucking mess. He got into, like, smoking crack and molesting kids. He's a monster.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. He had, like, a big Me Too thing in, like, a movie not too long ago. He, like, diddled a kid.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know this. I know he was, like, he hooked up with Heidi Fleiss.
Yeah, Sizemore's like a sick nut and a crazy drug addict. It's a damn shame because he's a fucking amazing actor, but he's a fucking nutcase.
Yeah, that fucking sucks. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's like a wacky diddler. Who knows if it's true or not? But it's a gross story about a kid, and there's enough people corroborating it that I don't know. It's not like Tom Sizemore is a huge name anymore to where like knocking him down is going to elevate anyone else's career.
Oh, come on. Tom Cruise, Will Smith, Tom Sizemore.
Yeah. But he's, like Peter's saying, Tom Sizemore is a piece of shit. He's kind of always been that guy who's riding the same path like Robert Downey Jr. was at the same time and sort of didn't turn away from it. Like,
yeah, Downey Jr. just never went into the diddling part.
I remember when he was accused of it, fucking Nick Mullen from Cumtown tweeted out like, I don't believe the allegations about my friend Tom Sizemore, and Tom Sizemore fucking liked it. It was when Mullen was still on Twitter, and it was like one of the funniest things I ever fucking saw on Twitter. Because he like tagged Tom Sizemore in it, and Tom Sizemore straight up went and liked it. It was like, dude, you're straight up getting accused of molesting a kid. Maybe don't be liking posts on Twitter right now.
He's only liking child actors' posts. Like, oh, come on. That's just on the nose. You're not even hiding it.
Tom Sizemore on Twitter.
What the fuck?
Doing the facial mask challenge.
Oh, man, that's right. He's in Saving Private Ryan.
Tom Sizemore once begged Jack Nicholson for $10 million. Please, Jack, I'll suck your dick.
Well, I mean, that makes sense to go to him because Jack Nicholson also let Roman Polanski fuck a child in his house. So if anybody would do it for you, it'd be him.
What? How did I not know this one?
Yeah, the Roman Polanski rape happened in his house.
Oh, my God. Oh, check it out. Here's Tom Sizemore smoking meth out of a Bic pen.
Damn. Couldn't even get a Mont Blanc?
Caught on camera for a second video in a month. Here's the other video.
Pen joke.
Using heroin and crystal meth. Sorry, I was just too wrapped up in doped up Tom Sizemore getting fucking rocked out of his mind. Hat? Oh my God, dude. He's magnificent. He's like...
Go back to that one with him with the meth.
It's old Tom Sizemore, Travis Bickle.
And like go to the pictures underneath of that. Yeah.
It's got a cross on it. It's like a cross and some affliction shit.
Jeez.
Yeah, that rocks. Exclusive videos of Tom Sizemore smoking meth. Sick. One of his eyes can barely open now.
He's like, oh, come on. It wasn't meth. It was crack.
Whoa, look, dude. He's floundering. His eyes are getting further apart like we talked about.
He looks like Mike the Situation from Jersey Shore.
But no, he looks like a beach ball of him that somebody's inflating. Like all the features are drifting. Tom Sizemore doing great. How do you do meth regularly and you're still fat? Yeah, dude. It's insane.
Well, the celebrity meth has lots of calories.
It's crazy how he looks like a different person in every photo.
Yeah, he does. It looks like a Greek billionaire there.
This is a Greek guy who owns a nightclub in Miami.
Come on, disco.
Yeah. This is a guy who will blow you for $5 in fucking, like, New York.
That's the Christian camp counselor who molests you.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. It's our secret.
This is shitty Hollywood agent Tom Sizemore. Politician Tom Sizemore.
Really is politician. That's him as Andrew Cuomo.
Tom Sizemore. Cop Tom Sizemore. Gay old man Tom Sizemore. Taxi driver Sizemore.
Travis Bickle Sizemore.
Yeah. I love he's such a drunk idiot that mohawk is off center on his head. It's like 1 inch to the left of where it should be.
It's just off enough that you can't look away from it.
Tom Sizemore looks like a Thundercat. I'm getting a feeling that Hollywood might not be a good place.
That was him auditioning for the role of Yondu after seeing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Dad Tom Sizemore. Look, he looks like he's going to camp here.
I told you that's where he goes, the Christian camp to molest the kids.
Yeah, he's like a little kid. Is that Franco Nero? Right?
No, that's the dude from Karate Kid.
Why do I always think
Kesey?
Oh, because they just look similar.
Yeah, he did do the Celebrity Rehab show. He had to stop doing that because all the celebrities kept dying.
Yeah, and it did nothing for him.
Did nothing for anybody.
Tom Sizemore, the one day in his life where he wasn't on drugs.
It's like he looks like Michael Madsen in that picture.
Didn't he piss off a bunch of people on the set of like Saving Private Ryan in pretty much every movie he's ever been on?
I don't know.
Whoa, dude. That's insane. Now he looks like what is it, Tom Jones?
That looks like the director.
Dying Tom Jones.
That looks like an AVN Awards presenter.
Yeah. Yeah, he's some old porn producer.
And winner of Best Anal Scene 2014.
I bet you he probably does present every year. And they're like, again, for the Tom Sizemore Lifetime Achievement Award at AVN. He's like, it's me, Tom Sizemore. As you all know, I've seen the most fuck flicks of anyone ever. It's in the Guinness World Book of Records. I smoke crack and I watch porno for the art.
My dick is chapped from all the rubbing I've been doing to your shows.
I was late to set for Saving Private Ryan because I was saving my own privates backstage in my trailer.
I was injecting heroin into the vein in my dick.
Just watching porno sun up to sundown every day in between shoots. Smoking crack.
As I was shooting heroin.
Yes. Same thing with Heat. A lot of loads shot on Heat.
Shooting loads, shooting heroin.
Yeah, man. He's great in Heat. And then he went on to just be an absolute scumbag idiot. He reminds me of Val Kilmer. Yeah. Have you seen Val Kilmer now looking like an Hans?
Saving Private Ryan?
I have a serious problem with Val Kilmer because I'm a huge fan of Heat. It's in like my top 5 movies of fucking all time. And that bitch ass came to a fucking comic convention that we tabled at. And he was like 6 tables away from us. And that goofy old lesbian lady he turned into was like not at his table the entire fucking weekend. And the one fucking hour he showed up at his table, he was swarmed with dickheads. And then he sashayed his ass away in his scarf, never to be seen again. And he wanted nothing to do with anyone. He didn't interact with anyone like any of the other fucking celebrities or anything. Val Kilmer can suck it.
You should go to a convention with him, and instead of asking him questions about playing Mad Mardigan and Willow, you should ask him about Dread Pirate Roberts and Princess Bride. Just keep going on that.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep asking him about fucking movies he was never in.
Yeah, just movies he was never in and keep going. He's like, yeah. And you'd be like, you tell him, like, no, you were totally in that. I remember.
Val, what's it like having a girl's name? Hey.
Are you related to Val Venus?
Yeah, I used to date a girl named Valerie. Is that what your name's short for? Are you a Valerie? Hey,
Oh,
you were pretty great at Superman. How'd you like playing Superman, Val? They should have called you Val-El in that one, eh?
Yeah.
Come on, Val.
Are you gonna play Val Zod in the new movie? Huh?
You were made for it. Val Venus is a weed millionaire now.
Good for him.
Okay. Now we have to see this.
Oh yeah.
Did he actually spell his name like penis? He really did. How did I never realize that?
You missed that part?
Yeah, I was like, oh, Val Venus, like the planet, but he's so horny.
You just thought that he was like always coming out of a sauna. You had no idea he had a porno relation.
Oh no, I completely got the porno. I just didn't put the two together. I was like, why don't you just call yourself Val Penis at that point?
This guy just looks like he's hot all the time. No wonder he needs that towel.
Find me on What?
Hello, ladies.
Find me on Gab. No, thank you.
Oh, he's a conservative?
Oh, dude, he's hardcore conservative. We're finding out in real time.
I don't take the blue pill anymore.
Communism's taking over. Val Venus weed. He just looks like someone's dad now. Is his weed good? Jack Flash. Bitch ass.
It's all stems.
Look at me. I am the Val Venus now. Wrestlers who love smoking weed. Top 10 list of shit you don't need to see. He looks like Tom Segura's like all white cousin. Val Venus high on legalization. Is it just like wrestling nerds getting high on his weed all over the place now? Look, I got that Val Venus weed, dude. He rubs his dick on every nug. Why do you want that? Pay extra for that shit. Yeah, cool. That is a ton of weed, though. Good for him, I guess. Veiny Venus. Yeah, I can confirm there was talk in the line to see him that Kilmer was leaving early, and I was freaking out that my shit wouldn't get signed. Yeah, see? That fucking bastard, man. I forgot that was at Terrificon, man. Yeah, that was such bitch. Peter probably witnessed me on multiple occasions be like, is Val back? like a fucking absolute weirdo. He was probably actively hearing me and being like, I need to stay away from that creepy guy over there. Imagine if Chris Benoit smoked weed, am I right? Yeah, that house would have been full of smoke when the cops showed up to collect those bodies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, at least he would have been chill when he put her in a chokehold.
So he still would have gone through with it? He just would have been nice and chill.
Yeah, probably. It. I mean, the damage is already done. No amount of weed is going to stop you.
That son of a bitch.
So many chairs to the head. The damage is there. He stopped in the Batmobile and fucked off. My kid isn't retarded. He's just really high. You should see him when he's not baked. That's like those dogs early on when they figured out like CBD oil and shit, like THC tinctures and shit worked with like dogs who have seizures and stuff. And they were like, oh, we don't have to keep euthanizing all these animals. We just need to get them fucked up out of their minds all day long. And they just like give dogs like a couple of weed drops. This dog will literally like walk out not being able to use like 3 of its legs. They give it like 2 drops of weed oil on its tongue and it just stands up and it's a normal ass dog. Like, that's insane. Could you imagine if you just fucking couldn't walk and you smoked a bong and were like, all right, I'm gonna go about my day. like,
just right out the wheelchair.
I think that's what they were hoping for with medical weed early on too, is like all these people with like MS on like crutches and in wheelchairs and shit. They're like, well, it worked with dogs and stuff. We might as well try it. It's like just get fucking super baked and doing donuts in their wheelchair. like my buddy
just
Matt,
smoke in Terry Schiavo's face. Like, come on, get up.
Yeah, dude, my buddy Matt in high school had been in a wheelchair since we were like in 6th grade, and the dude just took the gnarliest rips off whatever bong you put in front of him. The kid smoked like a champ. Absolute madman, and he would make jokes like that all the fucking time. Like fucking and like that would be insane, because it's like if that were the case, like MS, your fucking body degrades down to nothing. So you're literally like the weight you were as like a small child. I mean, if you have it really bad. Yeah, it's very forgiving on the figure. He was a tiny dude though. Like when we were like seniors in high school, he probably weighed like 95 pounds. I mean, he obviously had like a really bad case of it. That's what Christopher Weed needed to chill a couple of joints. Yeah, man, they really fucking missed the boat on that one. Funny, he smokes weed and just gets up and walks away. Like, wait, what a minute. What happened? He got really high and forgot he was pretending he was paralyzed the whole time.
He was paralyzed in Gold Cup, which is like an hour from my hometown.
Oh, well, it's your fault.
And the lead singer of Drowning Pool also died in my hometown. So don't go to Manassas if you're famous.
Yeah.
Don't end up for you.
Let the bodies hit the floor. He had 420 extra chromosomes. Yeah. Yeah, Manassas. That sounds like a place you go to die as any person.
Well, it's taken a lot of us.
Yeah, god damn, man. What a weird one to claim.
We took down Superman.
I had to go downstairs. The baby's in the bassinet. That's how you know we're having a good episode, when Peter is leaving the room with the kid in it. Getting too many laughs in. Sorry, kid, I have to go have a good time. Waking my wife up from laughing. Hell yes. Yeah, man. That's the key, guys. You just gotta smoke up all your handicapped friends. Get them really high. They're faking, okay? That's what it is. You gotta get them high. Get them really fucking high. They'll stand right up.
All right, quit faking, faker.
Yeah, you know what? Shove them out of the chair. Really encourage them. Where do you stand on sitting down?
Especially in front of stairs.
Where do you stand on sitting down to pee? Nowhere. I'm sitting down and peeing. I don't stand.
Oh, wait. When you go outside to pee on your bush, are you squatting? You freak.
Yes, squatting. I lay down.
You shoot it up like a sprinkler.
I call it a thigh waterfall. I lay down sideways and just piss down my leg. What did Stephen Hawking mean? Steve, yeah, we're gonna give him. They're doing dabs with him. He's break dancing. Get him ripped and say race, yeah. Oh man, my buddy Matt, he lived on like. So his dad was ex-Boston SWAT. They were like wicked fucking cool. His dad Warden, wicked fucking awesome family. Very well off. And I was one of the poorest fucking kids like in town growing up. And Matt, I didn't know, but Matt was literally like, they were like one of the richest families in town. And me and Matt,
wicked awesome team.
Yeah, me and Matt fucking hit it off when we were really young. He was still on crutches at the time, and we were just like nerdy kids who were into the same shit. And he would show up to school wearing like Gojira shirts and fucking like death metal band tees all the time. And we were into a lot of the same shit. like Black Dahlia murder and stuff like that. And we hit it off, and then within like a year, he was in the wheelchair permanently. But we used to go over to his place, get fucking baked out of our minds. His brother was the drummer of Circus of Dead Squirrels. I think I've mentioned that on here before. They were like a somewhat known band. I think they signed with like a national label at some point, and they like cycled guys, I think with like Mushroom Head or something like that. Another one of those like weird like theatrical horror bands. They're like really big in the early 2000s. Is strange, but yeah, we used to go get high with that dude all the time. And it was like the richest neighborhood in the town I grew up in. One of their neighbors used to throw these giant block parties where they had like boxes of Cubans on all the tables, and like all of this dude's friends would show up. It was just all fucking rich dudes, like executives and shit. I met some guy that was like one of the higher ups at AT&T in the early 2000s, and these guys would just like tip you like $20 to go get them a beer out of a cooler. It was fucking insane. I made something like $1,200 at like 15 years old working it. This is literally like an afternoon party at a house. Just like helping rich people be lazy.
Nice.
Yeah, the good old days. Holy shit, Mushroom Head. Yeah, that band had like two good songs. Sure, you'd have to tell me what they are. Like,
I remember Rembrandt is my right hand, Solo is my pilot.
Oh my god.
That's one of the lyrics. I had that first album.
Of course you did. I liked Slipknot for a brief period of time, and then all of a sudden there was like 40 random bands with makeup or masks, and
yeah, there was like Moto Grader and Mudvayne.
Yeah, Spencer sitting on Tom's Sizemore. I was like, yeah, that's where I met Sizemore. Me too, him all these years later.
Let me tell you, he needed some Sizemore.
Yeah, just a little more. Come here, boy. He kept calling me Little Tom. I want to molest myself. Stop saying that, Tom. Yeah, we stole a Cuban that year, and we went out into the field, and
he said, let me go.
It took us like 25 minutes to fucking push Matt's wheelchair out into the field, and then we all smoked a Cuban and then regretted doing it because it was just disgusting at like 14 years old.
Letting the Cuban guy shoot in your mouth?
That was like, that summer was a very like picturesque like movie summer. That party happened.
I'm just envisioning you blowing a Cuban guy and you're like, it was a picturesque summer.
Yeah, we blew a Cuban. It was a beautiful picturesque summer. We pushed,
and that was the summer I became
25 minutes to push our handicapped friend out into the woods where we all blew a Cuban man together. His name was Rodrigo.
This is what makes Spencer cry in the night.
Yeah, no, we stole a Cuban cigar and went out into the like cow field.
Later, Peter.
Smoked that Cuban, got all fucking lightheaded and fucked up, and just like hung out there for the night. But that I ended up staying over there for like a week or two straight and just like hanging out. And some hot girl moved in like right next door to Matt and the kid whose father threw those bangers. His name was James. Some hot girl moved in next door, and it was the middle of summer, so she hadn't gone to school yet and found out that all of us were just like lame ass nerds. So she moved into the neighborhood, and for like a month she was just like, I'm the new girl in town. And she was like smoking hot. She ended up being like the hottest girl in high school when we all grew up. But our buddy James was like instantly like madly in love with this girl. And it like literally something out of like a shitty like teen movie. She moved in the day before his dad's big party. And then the whole time at the big party, we're all like working to help his dad's friends and like make money. And he is just like, yeah, I could just like smoke Cubans anytime I want. My dad lets me take beers and stuff, just bragging to this chick the entire weekend. It was a real good time. and nobody got to fuck her. That was a good story. She ended up being a big old whore at the school, though. It was cool.
Oh, what's good?
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's what I always say. He smoked a Cuban cigar. What was his name? He just made us close our eyes in that field. Yeah, man, that was weird old days. I'm just drunkenly sliding through my early teens.
Yeah, I think I'm about done for the night, so you don't say too much incriminating stuff tonight.
Tap out at the 2.5 hour mark so we don't go too far. It is 2 a.m. too. Holy shit. Yeah, we'll call it a knife. That's enough. That's enough diving into my backstory.
And that's how I found out my father wasn't my real father.
The summer of no love. Yeah, that's how I found out James' dad was my dad.
That was the day I fucked my sister.
He gave me $100 and said, "I'm your dad now."
Then I had to go back to the future.
That was a cool summer. We ripped James's braces off that same week.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That was the most horrifying thing you said all night.
We were like 15 and James was like, "These things are driving me nuts. You want to help me rip them off?" And I was like, "I don't give a shit. Whatever." So he ripped his braces off of his teeth and he had to immediately get them put back on like a week later.
And
it was hilarious.
Now James is known as Gary Busey.
This review of Pig was really something. Yes. Thank you. Whoa, Hans, you know way too much about me. Tap out before I start getting into those Catholic Church years. They wouldn't allow me to be an altar boy or anything. I wasn't cute enough. Now James has no teeth. No, we somehow managed to get them off, which is impressive. Like, I remember we just took pliers and we had to keep wiggling at the post parts that are like glued down to your teeth back in the day, because he had those wireframe ones where they like glue them to the face of the teeth. So to like wiggle those joints on his teeth like back and forth to pull it off. I'd love to hear more about the hot chick. Yeah, Emily, man, that girl was a chef's kiss of a hot girl. That's what I mean. Like, it was literally like
she's gonna dox her pretty soon.
Yeah, right. Let me just give you her full name. Hit her up on
Lane.
Facebook. She's an absolute smoke show. She puts out you don't know, Jeff. I could be using a fucking fake name. I'm the man.
She does butt stuff.
Yo, I was also too fat to be an altar boy. I feel your pain, ? Yeah, right. I was like, back in the day when I was, a good little religious boy, I was like, oh, man. But then, like, you get older and you're like, oh, fucking thank God.
Am I not good enough for you?
Someone was looking out for me. Yeah, I'm just like as a kid, I'm still not hot enough to fuck.
Always the altered boy, never altered.
Yeah. Always the priest, never the altar boy.
Don't say that. That's even worse. Oh, God.
Back to the Twilight Zone ending. Yeah, no, that's going to be it for the night. I think I'm going to stream tomorrow at some point, but I've been trying to stream earlier in the day if you want to get down on something while you're working. Or
technically, this is earlier.
Oh, fuck you. Like a bad ex-girlfriend. Technically,
ex-girlfriend. The best.
Technically, it's earlier. Is it super early or is it just a little late?
I think you need to smoke more weed before you kill us all.
Yeah. This is why women were beaten in the 50s, because of shit like that, Jeff. Clap! Woman, if you say, is it a little early or a little late again, I'm going to clock you.
It's 5 a.m. somewhere.
It's been real. Ryan's like, I am definitely never coming back on the show. Every time he does
any problem with his AC unit.
Yeah, no, that'd be fucking hilarious. He What did I break his back with? What was the joke in that episode? I said something in the last episode we recorded that both of you guys just it like knocked the wind out of the room. One of you was like, "Oh, we're going there."
I block it out like the altar boy stuff.
Yeah. You can't cancel me. I'm already dead.
We already established this in the beginning of the show.
That's a wrap.